I would like to welcome all of you here once again to the Valley of the Shadows of Work Ethic. My name is Dr. Kweku. Sorry, I have myself on the screen. I'm currently a lecturer. I'm a professor. I'm in 4 universities in Ghana, South Africa, and in the UK. It's my pleasure to walk you through this. I've had a lot of people. I mentor about 19 people in 11 countries. And I've had a lot of people tell me that, how do you do it? Or how do people do it? And sometimes they don't understand why some people can do certain things, but other people cannot do certain things. Why do you think so? Why do you think that somebody can do very well in academic work, so well, and another person cannot do well when they were all exposed to that academic work at the same time in the same environment? What is the difference? What makes somebody do well? 2 people are doing the same business at the same time. We all have 24 hours a day, Jeff Bezos said. And yet, some will do so well, massively well in one day, and others will not do anything much in that same one day. What is the secret? What makes some people are able to go through challenges in a marriage for 60 years? They are able to sustain that marriage belt. And some people just get married within a year, it's gone. What is the secret? What makes some people do well in their jobs? They exceed expectation in their job, but others are not able to do it. There is a reason. There is a why these things are able. What makes some people do well in spirituality? They're able to build their spirituality in the same spiritual environment, but others are not able to do. What makes some people succeed in anything? It is said that some people, whatever they touch tends to gold. Have you heard of that statement? Like whatever they touch will tend to gold. What makes that happen? Why is it that a jack of all trades are still master of all? And still people hold the idea that if you're a jack of all trades, you become a master of none. And yet, most of the people who are jack of all trades have multiple businesses, and they are succeeding in all of these multiple businesses. Why? There is a habit of high performance. Okay, there is a reason how people become powerful in the way they perform. And it has to do with something called work ethic. We'll put a work aside, we'll deal with ethic first. And then after ethic, we will look at the work itself. And this work is not physical work. You're going to see that it's not physical work. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I want you to please take note of the following books. Powerful. Incredible. These books, they can change your life. They can practically alter the way you think. Whether you are doing a business, a job, you are learning for an exam, whether you are building a project, you are trying to make something work, whether you're trying to make your spirituality work, your marriage work, your relationship work, anything, these books, they are your lifelines. The book of Proverbs, I'm starting from the bottom. The book of Proverbs was written by the wisest and the wealthiest man who ever lived. The wisest and the wealthiest man who ever lived, King Solomon. That book, the nuggets in that book, it will alter the circumference and the diameter of your mind. And you will notice that these are the things that shape people. I read this every year. I read the scriptures from cover to cover every year, not for religious purposes, but for life. You got to read it for life. Now, another book you want to take note is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It is powerful. It is deep. The powerful lessons in personal change. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot change people if you have not changed yourself. It's a deep fact. You can't alter the mind of people when you've not altered your own mind. You cannot lead people when you cannot lead yourself. You cannot help people when you have not helped yourself. Until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. Until what you do right now benefits you and someone else, what you are doing is useless. Because the evidence of knowledge is result. The only evidence of knowledge is result. It's not lottery. That is why people who win lottery, they still lose everything after a while. Why? Because there's no knowledge backing the results. There must be learning. There must be knowledge. There must be something behind the scenes, the invisible part of the visible reality. That is what makes some people do well in most things that they touch. Another book you want to read in connection with this topic is Deep Work. It's a powerful book by Newport. Deep Work, is the rules for focused success. You see, Benjamin, when a person is succeeding in something, it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. You don't just get up and build a house that is beautiful. You don't just get up and get a first class. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Else everybody will get a first class. Else everybody will succeed in the business. Many people start businesses, they quit. Because they don't know the rules of engagement. There are rules of engagement. You got to see the movie, okay, by Samuel Jackson, known as The Rules of Engagement. Now, in building anything, especially long-term projects, there are rules for focused success in a distracted world. And this book, Deep Work, it will change the circumstances of your mind when you are on a long-term project. And some of the long-term projects we tend to engage in are academic learning, marriage, family. These things are long-term. They are tough to build. Businesses, they are tough to build. You need the rules of engagement. There is a book by Angela Duckworth. It's known as Grit. Grit. It has to do with the power of passion and perseverance. How you are poor. This book, you see, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, nobody will listen to you. You don't even listen to yourself. You're not passionate. It just happened that you impregnated a woman, and after impregnating the woman, she got pregnant, and then a child came out. You have not learned motherhood. You have not actually learned fatherhood. You just became a father. But there are rules of engagement there. And so your passion of wanting to build a family is not really there. It's not there. It happens. You don't have the passion of wanting to build a business. You don't have a passion of wanting to learn. That book will change the circumference of your mind. Okay? Angela Duckworth, great. The power of passion and perseverance. See, ladies and gentlemen, most of these books are there for a reason. They are there because they are changing minds and hearts of people. And that is why so many people are doing well. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes. It's connected to a book called by James Olson. Okay? Jeff Olson is known as The Slight Edge. The Slight Edge. It says that by the time you see any result, okay, by the time 90% of the work has already been done. So anytime you see someone's result, the actual thing has already been done. That's why you're seeing the result. But you see, many people don't react or they don't look at the process. They only look at the result. Have you observed that? Like when something is successful, oh, I like your marriage. I like your marriage. No, they don't see the invisible part, like the iceberg, the real tough part down there. By the time you see the results, 90% of the work is done. Slight Edge is another book on that. But Atomic Habits is a very powerful book because it talks about the compounding effect. The very tiny things that you don't think they are even important. For example, attending this training, this seminar right now, some people will leave before we finish. They might not pay attention to the thing till the end. But some people are committed to stay to the very end. Tiny change, tiny change. The information they will get at the end is more powerful than what they get at the beginning. Atomic habits. Remarkable results are possible only through tiny changes. And then the war of art. Oh, my goodness. Stephen Pressfield actually tells you he breaks through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. See, everybody is fighting. You know, sometimes you're going through things in life and you begin to tell yourself, but why is it I'm me alone, I'm not succeeding? You're lying. There are so many people who are also not succeeding. They are actually battling through their inner life. They are going through a battle of life. Everybody, I met this millionaire in Dubai, okay, and he was telling me his ordeal. Hama, yeah, I didn't want to be in that man's shoes. The war of art. Then this book by Willink. Willink is a very no-nonsense guy. Okay, it's called Discipline Equals Freedom. Discipline equals freedom. A lot of people don't have discipline. Please go and check the word discipline. It comes from the word disciple. The word disciple. And so when you look at the disciples of Jesus, okay, the reason why they are called disciples is because they were disciplined. For example, when Peter, James, and John were called, follow me, they threw their fishing boat away. They threw everything away and followed Jesus. Discipline. You got to be a disciple. A disciple comes from the word a student. Ready, willing to sacrifice to learn to get there. You got to read that book. Discipline Equals Freedom. And then the ultimate book is also known as The Mindset. Millions of copies, okay, written by Dr. Carol Dweck. Mindset. That book, you see, everything, your mind is the most unexplored continent in the universe, your mind. You know, sometimes some people are so good at what they are doing that you don't even, sometimes you wonder whether they go to toilet. They go to toilet. They wee-wee, they poo-poo, they eat, they smile. They are human beings like you and I. Sometimes you see somebody, the person's size, his body size alone, doesn't even look like he's supposed to have what he's having. Yes. But you see, what is making him do that is because of his mindset. Haven't you ever seen a girl? That girl is not that beautiful at all. It's obvious, physically. But that girl, the way she's walking, the way she's comfortable, commanding authority, and manner in which she's carrying herself alone, it makes all the boys and the men start calling such a person. Why? They are chasing the girl, not because she's extremely beautiful, but because she has actually told them by her action that she is beautiful. It's mindset. It's mindset. That is why you can read the mind of someone and actually educate the person, because you can throw. See, that is why the people in the Al Qaeda and the Boko Haram, they are able to put an idea into the mind of a person. That's what they are able to do. They put an idea into the mind of a person, and the reason why they are able to do that is because they have read the mind. They have read the mind and they can see the mind. Finally, read the book of Proverbs. It will alter your life. Read the book of Ecclesiastes. It will change your life. Okay? Read the book of Proverbs, book of Ecclesiastes, and the book of Psalms. It will help you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the nitty-gritties of the essence of our presence. Why are we here? We want to look at this picture. Everything rises and falls with your mind. You see, the lion, the baby lion, sees itself as the master king of the jungle. You got to see yourself as the king of the jungle. You got to always see the end in your mind before the end actually comes. You got to picture the result. It's called imagination. Imagination is the highest form of knowledge. It's the highest form of achievement. The word imagination comes from the word image, like a picture. In Genesis chapter 1, we were created in the image of a creator whose creativity in his creation is creative. So if you are created in the image of God and God is looking into a mirror, that mirror, what is in there is image. So if God is looking into the mirror, God sees an image. Whose image is that? Is you, not God. He doesn't see his image is you because you are his image. So it means that you are God. You are God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God. But you don't see yourself as having the greatest love. You should see yourself as having greatest love. You should see yourself as having beauty. You should see yourself as achieving whatever you want to achieve. You got to see yourself like that. Massa, if you don't see yourself like that, you go struggle. And so you want to see yourself like that. But how do you do that? I'm telling you, this thing I'm telling you has nothing to do with whether you serve God or you don't serve God. Go and do all the Easter holiday. Go and do Jesus. It won't matter. Because someone who is an atheist, who doesn't believe in God, someone who is a pagan, if he believes that he is God, he is God. If he believes that he is created in the image of God and therefore he is God, or he is a God, he will succeed and you won't succeed. He will succeed and he will succeed. There are people who are not Christians, they are not Muslims, and yet their marriages have stayed without problems. And yet they have gone through successes in so many things in their life. They've got successes in their business. Go and read a book called The Jewish Phenomenon. The Jewish Phenomenon. That book will tell you why the Jews are so classically wealthy in the United States and UK. So have the mindset. Mindset is everything. You got to roar like a lion to be a lion. You got to see it in your mind's eye. You got to have an imagination because you were created. You are the image of the invisible God. You are God's image. And so you got to see yourself like. And with that mindset, you can do anything. You see, when you have that kind of mindset, which I've told you already, that it doesn't matter whether you serve God or not. If you have that mindset, it will work because the undeserved kindness of God is already scattered. Whether you serve him or you don't serve him, when God rains rain, it falls on everybody. It falls on the Buddhist, on the Christian, on the atheist, on that Al-Qaeda person. So you got to have that mindset that you are success bound, and you will be success bound because there are too much limiting beliefs. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'll show you today. Okay, but there's too much limiting belief. Our programming is bad. Yeah. The reason why most Africans are not doing well is not because of anything. Africans have got the best resources. Did you know that Ghana, for example, has got more resources than the UK? Are you aware that Ghana has more resources than the UK? I'm telling you. If you should swap and put the people of Britain in Ghana and bring the people of Ghana to UK, give UK here, give 1 year or 6 months, they will make here Nima or Bubuash. Why? It's the mindset. It's a mindset. It's everything. It changes everything. Okay? And so you want to develop your own corner mindset, your own corner. And once your own corner is done, that is why some people in Ghana have done that. They've created a certain mindset for themselves, and they are doing well in so many things. Okay, so first, before we talk about work ethic, let's look at ethics. What is ethics? Ethics is a system of accepted moral beliefs that control behavior. I want to repeat that. And you will understand why so many people in Africa and Asia and South America are not doing well. Ethics is a system of accepted beliefs. Beliefs that you've accepted, they call them norms. Some call them taboos. Some call them faith, culture, and so many. Culture is the way of life of the people. And so it has been accepted, though. It has entered into the bloodstream of the person. That you should never say that your father is wrong. that your uncle is wrong. Never say that. And because of that, your uncle will continue to be wrong, and that wrong will be passed on to generations. Because nobody is questioning whether what is the right thing. And so we accept situations and they control our behavior. Let me give you an example. A person can be in a developing country. The person will now go to a developed country and that person will change. He wasn't doing well at all, but he goes to the developed country. The systems in place are making it possible for the person to change his behavior. When he's in a bus, he will never throw something out in the UK. But when he's in a bus, in a developing country, he will throw something out of the car. Why? Because we have been brought up with a certain mindset. And that mindset is regulating everything that we are doing. But people can change. Even in the developing countries, people can still change. That is it. So that is ethics. Okay, now what is work ethic? Work ethic is that set of values and beliefs that guide how a person approaches their work. So you see, you and I can be given the same work, but I have a certain value, a certain belief that will guide me in the way I will approach that thing, different from the way you will approach that thing. The same thing, no? I will approach it differently by my values and belief systems. And the way I will approach it will make me reach the end faster than you. So work ethic is not it is the way I approach the thing. Now, at the core of work ethic, it reflects my attitude, your attitude towards the effort you put in, towards the responsibility, towards the professionalism in which you are dressed in. For example, we all have to get to work at 8 o'clock. My belief system, my values will make me get there 10 minutes earlier. So today, the call was supposed to be at 7 o'clock GMT. Some will join exactly 7 o'clock GMT. Others will join 10 minutes before the time. Others will come way minutes after the time. Why? Why do you think so? Have you heard of that thing they say African time? You will not get me on that. So that same thing, but the way some will approach the thing is what is different. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is their belief system, not society. Sometimes society is doing that, but the person has his own core belief system. At the core, it reflects your attitude. And that is why somebody will do well in the same thing, different from the way others are doing. For example, I learned when I was in school that if I were to learn 21 hours non-stop for 21 days, I can break every course and I'll get A in every course. I learned this because the brain habits are formed after 21 times of doing something. 21 days, 21 times of doing something, habit is formed. If you say that you don't want to smoke, if you do that for 21 days, habit has been formed. If you say that you don't want to do pornography, if you do that for 21 times, habit is formed. If you say that you don't want alcohol and you do that for 21 times, habit has been created. So the same thing, if you say that you want to succeed in academic learning, you do that consistently 21 times, habit has been formed. So now it gets to a point, if you are not learning academically, you are not happy because it has become what? Your habit. It's become your habit. Now that is work ethic. So I want you to think of work ethic like your personal operating system. Your operating system that is quietly running in the background and influencing how you do everything. But you don't even know that it's influencing how you are doing everything, but it's influencing. It is like you have your own self standing behind you and telling you, go or don't go. Hey, Masa, go. Hey, Masa, don't go. Hey, Masa, after all, what? Hey, Masa. That thing, that is work ethic. That is a personal operating system. The behind the scenes, silently working down there and driving you to do or not to do whatever you want to do. Work ethic. How is it built? It's your values, your programming, your systems. And so, have you heard people who say that, hey, if you work too much, you will die? Oh. Have you heard of that thing before? If you work too much, you will die. Who says work? Ayikwe Ama, okay, for Sutherland, said that you cannot happen that if you work too much, you will die. Let me tell you why that is not true. You know, those people who play football and they are called Bolugbe, they play football. Like when the ball goes to throw, they'll go for the ball. When the ball goes for corner, they want to kick the ball. When it is at the center, they want to shoot the ball. When it is here, they want to shoot. When it is, they are chasing the ball. Bolugbe. They normally wear number 10 jersey. They never get tired. They are not normally kicked. Others will be injured over the season and they will never be injured. Why? Because they love it. See, when you love something, you don't get tired of it. You do more of it, but you don't get tired of it. Work ethic. You love the thing so much that it's become part and parcel of you that its tiredness is a state of the mental disconsciousness. And so you don't get tired because you love what you're doing. In fact, sometimes you don't even love what you're doing. So a short time you do the thing, you're tired. You're tired. So it's not how long you're doing the thing. It's not how much you're doing the thing. Because tiredness is a state of the mind. The human mind is the most unexplored continent to the universe. The human mind is the last thing. The brain is the last thing to die in the human body. Watch the movie called Source Code. Source Code. I watch movies to elevate my mental gymnastics. And in that movie, you will note that your mind is the last thing. So the moment you say, geez, suppose you step on a blade and it cuts you, okay, on your feet. You say, ouch. Once you say ouch, the pain is in the mind. It is not in the leg. That's for another thing, okay? Because it's connected to your reticular activating system. So ladies and gentlemen, work ethic is your operating system, your personal operating system, working silently in the background though, and it's influencing whatever you do. So you decide to read the Bible every year from cover to cover. I do that every year. Somebody, hey, I can't do that. That word, I can't do that. It's your work ethic. It is your belief system. It is your personal operating system, which is making you say you can't do it. Or which is making you say it's hard. You see, haven't you seen that some people have not even started something, then they will tell you that it's hard? Have you seen that before? Like they've not even started though. They've not even started though. They've not even started. And they are still telling you that it's hard though. What makes them say that? Is their work ethic. Is their personal operating system. It is their values and belief system. That is working silently there. Telling them that the thing is hard, even when they have not started the thing. You see how damaging the thing can be. You see how dangerous that thing can be. That you've not even done the thing, but the thing still looks hard. Like it is hard. Not that it even looks hard. It is hard. So it's as though you have done it. You've not done it, but it's like you're saying it is hard when you have not even done it. The same way when your work ethic is changed, and I'm going to show you how you can do this. The same way when your work ethic is changed, you have not done it, but in your mind, you have done it. In your mind, you still say, I can do it. And that work ethic mindset is what is changing. Some people do well. And so whatever they touch tends to go. They can do this and do well there, whilst others are struggling there. They can do this and do well here too, whilst others are struggling here. So they are succeeding here, they are succeeding there, they are succeeding there, they are succeeding there, everywhere. It's work ethic. And then they all have 24 hours like we have. And it seems like they are not getting tired. And it seems that they are continuously succeeding. But it looks like we are not. No way. You too were created in the image of a creator whose creativity in his creation is creative. You too have that belief system that can make it better. Now let's see how work ethic will manifest. Okay, what can you do to elevate your work ethic consciousness? What can you do to develop a strong work ethic? What can you do? Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to share with you, 80% of people here will not do it. I don't know whether you are part or not, but this is a fact. 80% of people here will not do what I'm about to share with you. Just make sure you are part of the 20% who will do. Because it is what it is. That is why not many people are always, you go and check the normal distribution curve in a class. Majority of people are the grace. In fact, today, somebody has failed management science. And the person is WhatsApping me. I don't understand why I had F. I don't understand why I had F. Okay. And I asked the person, there are 4 questions you are supposed to answer. How many did you answer? Because I know what the person said, I answered 2. Okay, so it means that already you are not going to be marked under 100. You're going to be marked under 50. So you see, the person knows, but he's saying, I don't understand why I had F. You don't understand when you eat Gary and beans. You understand. Your work ethic will manifest itself in the physical reality. So let's see how to start, how to build a work ethic. The first thing is showing up. Showing up all the time. Show up and following through what you are told to do. There's a lady, Beyonce. Is it Beyonce? I think it's either Beyonce or this lady, or this musician, this lady. She said that she was walking the dogs for Madonna. This lady, she's very popular now. She's a singer, Black American lady. Rihanna. Okay. She said she was walking the dogs of Madonna in those days. And people were laughing at her. Today, she's become a singer as well. Show up every day. I'm showing you how to build your work ethic. Even if you don't like it, show up. Show up. So be in class every day when they say come to class. Be part of it. You see the way people are chatting here? Be part of it. Show up and follow through what you're doing. It's consistency. You see, sometimes, some way, somehow, nature has a way of rewarding people who are just there. They become lucky, they say. You become fortunate simply by being there. And so just show up, be there all the time. Okay? If, for example, you are in a marriage, and that marriage, you feel that you are not happy, show up. Show up for the person. Somebody doesn't want to talk. The partner doesn't want to talk to you. Talk to the person. Yeah, but when I talk to the person is not responding. Talk. Be consistent. Be in the consistent relationship. If you are building a business, be consistent at communicating with the people you are building the business with. Be consistent. Be consistent. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Show up. Stay in the game. And eventually, it becomes your work ethic. Work ethic will not happen magically. It will happen by consistency. See, so it will get to a point when you are now doing the thing, it's no longer hard like that footballer. It's no longer hard because it's become part and parcel of your deoxyribonucleic acid. It's become part and parcel of your DNA. Your entire cerebellum has accepted it. Your being has accepted it as part of it. It's no longer hard. You don't even care if you die for doing it. That is why Jesus was able to die. It's not easy. Before Jesus came, there were a lot of people who called themselves the Messiahs. They couldn't go through what he went through. So why? We see, because if Jesus had just come down and he had to go and carry that torture stick, he would not do it. He can't do it. He just came on. No, he had to be tested. He had to go through 33 years of training. Sure. Master, when he was 12 years old and he went into the synagogue, if he has decided to do that thing at that 12 years, he will give up. So he went for 18 years of apprenticeship. Consistent actions will lead to consistent results. Write it down. Consistent actions will lead to consistent results. So just show up over time, and take note. Show up, take note, show up, take note, show up, take note. You will do well. It will become part and parcel of you. You will begin to say the same thing the person who was doing the thing was doing. You begin, so you go and check. Kwame Despite has trained a lot of people to become builders. Bill Gates has trained a lot of people to become computer gurus because they were following him. They were consistently following him. Others have given up. Others have given up. Some people have stayed in their marriages not because the marriage was easy. Apostle Paul said that those who will marry will have tribulations in their flesh. So the fact that the person has stayed doesn't mean that it was easy. He was paining. He was having tribulations. And you, you don't want to stay in the game because it's hard. Because once you break through that barrier, you have gone through. At your breaking point is your breakthrough. Consistency is key. Consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Just do that consistently. This is it. It won't happen immediately. So you go and check all the people that are at the top of their activities. They stayed there consistently showing up. So that is how you build your work ethics. Second way you build your work ethics is be diligent. Success is a journey. It's not a grind. It's a journey. Put in the steady effort over time. If you sleep, you will be slept over. Wake up. So sometimes you have to wake up. The stock market is open. Okay, the world is changing. You can't sit in your corner. For example, let's say you are building a business. You can't sit in Ghana alone and build your business. You can't sit in the UK alone and build your business. You got to think globally, but work locally. Write it down. Think globally, but work locally. So you got to use social media. You got to connect with people. You got to be. Imagine I'm here in the UK. Imagine I kept saying that because I'm not in Ghana, I can't do this thing. What are we going to do? I've been here over 1.5 years. What are we going to do? You got to be able to engineer your circumstances. Okay, put in the steady effort. Effort is hard. Yes, accept it. Over time, it becomes your work ethic. It becomes your work ethic. You are doing it. You are not complaining. See, anytime you do say the word, Charlie, it's not easy. Have you heard people say that thing? It's like some people, their mouth has become that word. Every small thing. Charlie. It's not easy. It's not easy. Ah, Charlie, that word, that thing you are saying, you are weakening your spirit. You are damaging your effort. It's easy. It's easy. Who said it's not easy? Ladies and gentlemen, it's easy. And you know why it's easy? Because the easiness or not easiness is in the mind. Your mind. Your mind will tell you that a thing is easy, it's easy. Your mind will tell you that a thing. So anytime somebody tells you, Charlie, it's not easy, you tell the person, what is not easy? It's easy. It's easy. When you do that, your brain begins to now magnetize that conditions you are seeking. So be diligent. A diligent person is someone who is not lazy. Please remember, indolence or laziness is a sin. Write it down. Laziness is one of the 7 deadly sins in the world. Laziness is a very dangerous thing. Do you know that God has been working? You thought that after the 6 days, God rested on the 7th day. He's still working as we speak. You know how many emails and WhatsApp messages God has been getting? And he's reading all of them, checking to see which one is the better one. When Jesus said, my Father has been working, I'm still working. You are not working. God, who can choose not to work, is working. And you don't want to work. Immortal, like you and I. You got to be diligent. And that is why indolence, being lazy, is tantamount. Apostle Paul said it. Apostle Paul said that he who does not work must not eat. If you don't eat for 3 months, what will happen? You die. So Paul is actually saying to Timothy that he who does not work must die. If you don't work, you must die. It means that if you work little, you eat a little. If you work plenty, you eat plenty. If you work abundantly, you need to. So why don't you? Your opposite of laziness. Laziness is not working. Not working. Working in the mind or working physically. All of them. Okay. So it's see. Why do you think the billionaires are working? Is it because of money? No. You're not working because of money. Because work actually increases your life. Yeah. You are not understanding. Work increases your lifespan. If you like keep stay at home, stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. What will happen? Over time, you start developing stochondiosis. You start developing sicknesses. You start becoming obese. You start becoming fat. Obesity start catching you. Diseases, hypertension, diabetes. All of those things will start eating your life. Work ethic increases your lifespan. So be diligent. The next one is punctuality. Be punctual, respect time. Okay, your life is measured in time. Your life is measured in time. Don't joke with time. You're not getting any younger. You're growing. 10 years ago, your face was not like that. You're growing. So respect time. Don't say I have time. Oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, when I finish this one, then I'll do it. But give me time. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have marked over 700 papers. And once I'm preparing these slides, you know, the effort one has to go in to get these pictures you are seeing on the screen. The effort, how to get the picture and come and put it there. I did it all today. Once marked 700 scripts. You've got to respect time. You don't say that, Masa, work around the clock. Time is going. Time is not stopping. We all have 24 hours. Be punctual. Be punctual. Your why you are doing this thing. Your why are you going to the school? Why are you learning? Why are you doing the masters and the PhD? Why are you in the marriage? Why are you there? Why are you doing what you're doing? Your why must make you respected at the time. Never say the word, there's more time. That word is a dangerous word. It's a negative mentality, discombobulated word. There's more time. Who told you you can die right now? You can die right now. Stop that thing. There's no more time. There's limited time. Time is a resource and it's limited. It's limited. Those who use it well, they'll do well. Number 4. It's called focus. Focus, structure, and discipline. I've already spoken about discipline. But work, even when there's no motivation, you see, a lot of people, they need to be motivated. But who should motivate the motivator? Motivation is external. Inspiration is internal. Write it down. Motivation is external. Inspiration is internal. So even when you don't feel motivated, be inspired. How do you get inspired? How do you get inspired to build your spirituality? You don't want to go and serve God. Oh, you have been serving God. You have been going to church. You have been doing worship only when it is Christmas and Easter. That is when you start becoming hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. No way. You should elevate your mental consciousness even when you don't feel like, when your motivation is down, when you don't feel like chatting on the group page, when you don't feel like talking to anybody, that is when you should do it more. You got to focus and increase and keep doing that same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Because it will break. See, let me tell you, there is a tree in the Amazon forest. And this tree is so big that it's so big. When you're looking at it, the tree is so big that you need to put about 20 people standing around. And the size of these people will become the size of the tree. So people thought that they can never hew that tree. They can never cut it. Guess what? One day, a certain farmer realized that he says that I can do this. And so he decided that he's going to cut at one place of the tree consistently. So he goes to the farm and he cuts that same place, but like that. And then after just two weeks, the whole tree fell down. Guess what? There was a hole in the tree. So even though the tree looked very, very big, it was only big on the outside. As he cut, he didn't get to the very end. The hole in the tree fell the thing. Sometimes in your life, there is a hole there, like you're so close, so near to your success angle, and you gave up. You gave up. God was so close. God is watching you and say, keep going, stay in the game. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. This marriage is tough. This marriage is difficult. This exam, this school, this thing, this business is hard. But you stay in the game, stay in your level ground. And then, boom, you break through at your breaking point. You break through at your breaking point. So you got to motivate yourself by inspiring yourself. Go to this website known as fearlessmotivation.com. Okay? When you go to fearlessmotivation.com, that is where you will see all the things that will elevate your brain. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a comfortable procedure. Success in your marriage, success in your spirituality, success in your job, success in your relationship, success in your business, success in your academics, success in your dreams is not a comfortable procedure. It is a Chinese bamboo tree. You've got to be willing to be cut, to be bent, in order to cross. There is no easy pathway to Canaan. There is only one way. The Red Sea, the desert. So be focused and motivate yourself, okay? The next one, we are getting to the last but 3. Take ownership of what you are doing. Don't let everybody do everything for you. You see, sometimes we want somebody to do it for us. We want someone to teach us. But you have to teach yourself. See, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how many times I've taught myself in life. Like academic, I've developed courses in multiple university courses or artificial intelligence courses in universities. I've not learned it. And yet I learned it by myself and developed it by myself and created a course for PhD students. Sometimes in life, you got to take ownership of what you are doing. So say that this marriage is for me. It's for me and it's not for the other person. I will make it work. It's painful. Say I will die and I'll make it work. Sometimes your academic work, okay, even if you are not understanding, make sure. I remember when I was doing simultaneous equation and I wasn't getting it. I didn't like math at all. Okay. I said, I will make it. I did the first one. I had 1/50. I did it again and again and again. In fact, by the time I saw my watch, the next day has come, 4 a.m. By the time I realized it's 7 a.m. and students are coming for assembly. I wanted to make the thing work. And I did the last one. I had 50/50. A determined mind teaches itself. Don't wait for the teacher. The teacher might not come. Teach yourself. Get all the tools and train yourself. Take ownership of your business if you're running a business. Take ownership of your learning if you are learning. Take ownership of your job if you are doing a job. Take ownership of your academic excellence. Take ownership of your business. Take ownership of your marriage. Don't stay and wait. Sometimes, even when you pray to God and it's not happening, make it happen. What I say, I want to repeat this because sometimes, developing countries, Africans in particular, okay, we become too God, too much. God has given us this. So I'm saying that even when you pray to God and it appears that it's not working, work at it. Because God has already worked it. Okay? He has already blessed you. He's not going to bless you further. He only wants you to see that blessing. Manna is outside. Why are you telling him to give you manna? Manna is outside. Just go and collect it. So sometimes you have to make things happen because he's already opened the door for you. Walk in it. Yes, the Red Sea has been parted. All you got to do is to walk through that Red Sea. That one, you want us to take a helicopter to fly you on the other end. Take ownership. Be accountable. Don't pass blame. Don't blame anybody except you. If nothing is working, it's you. It's you. It's you. Own the situation, own the problem, and own the solution. Tell yourself, I will make it work. And I'm telling you, it becomes your work ethic. You see that whatever thing you touch will turn to gold. If you make it work, if you make it work, if you touch this one, it will work. If you touch that one, it will work. Because it's become your work ethic. Because you have built that ownership spirit around you. So me, if you give me charcoal business to do, charcoal farming, I will make it work. I'll become a millionaire there too. If you give me academic excellence, if you, I did artificial intelligence and machine learning, if you give me medicine, I will make it work. It's not because I'm a doctor. It's because of my mind. Kwame Despard is not really a doctor. Canada Japan is not a doctor. Bill Gates is not a doctor. So do not think that one needs to be academically good before. No, this mindset, it is Kalkudo mindset. It's not helping. Own the thing. Own the thing. Tell yourself, I don't need PhD. I don't need first degree. I don't need master. I will make this thing work. And own it. And so you have all the arsenals. You have all the tools to help you to go there. It is now or never. And remember, your children are watching you. Other people are watching. When you make it, they'll come back and they come and tell you, I knew you do it. I knew you. Let me tell you. I was watching you. And something told me you can do this thing. But I didn't tell you. And that is because you are won. But if you don't win, and they see you give up and they see you quit, you watch, after some years, they'll come to you. Forget it. I remember you wanted to do this one. It didn't work. You started that. It didn't work. You did this. The same people coming. Even when they were the ones who told you not to even do it, they will come back and tell you that you are a wasted energy because you didn't do it. So you are in charge. You are the alpha and omega of your life. You are the one who makes things move. You have already been created in the image of a creator. You are the one to prove to God that he made you in his image. He is not supposed to prove to you that he made you in his image. You got to prove to God you were made in his image. And then he will clap for you. That's my son. That's my daughter. It starts with you. Let's move on. Take responsibility. Don't be grumbling. Do your part, even when others are not watching. You see, when others are not watching, you will be in your corner and you will think that you are doing, but you're not doing. When no one is watching you, that is when the real work is. But sometimes when people are watching you, then you want to do it like, don't do the thing with pain. Don't do the thing with how do you even put it in English? Like, don't do the thing begrudgingly. Don't do that. Do it with passion. And people will see it. You see, people are attracted by your passion. You are good in the thing. Sure, learn it. You don't have to be good. Somebody say, I don't know. Me, I'm not good at talking. Me, I'm not good at this. Yeah, Massa. That thing, stop. Stop. I'm not good at this. Who has been good at marriage before going into marriage? Do you marry before you go into marriage? You marry to learn in marriage. Do you go to school? How to put it? Like, do you have to learn how to go to school before you go to school? You learn in the process. So don't say that I'm not good at this. That word, never say it. You can become whatever you want to become. Have you forgotten you were created in God's image? So do your part. Sometimes you want some people to come and support you. They don't want to support you. Kill yourself. Do it yourself. They will see your results. I'm telling you, they will see your results. Okay? And when they begin to see your results, you see them coming. That is how success is. That is how work ethic is built. It is built around one person. Sometimes all you need is one person to make a difference. One person. You don't need everybody. I remember talking to Dr. Dorothy, and I said, forget about everybody and focus on that one person. One person at a time. And you see others are converging. They are converging because that one person is succeeding. So sometimes in life, you've got to focus on one person and make that one person. Sometimes you got to focus on you. That one person is you. So if nobody is bringing anyone, you got to bring anyone. If no one is learning, you will learn. It's called responsibility. And have the goal. I'm about to end. I've got 2 slides. Have a dream, ladies and gentlemen. Have a dream. Have that compelling reason why you are doing what you are doing. If the dream is big, the facts don't matter. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream? Is it big? You see, if the dream is not big, if it is small, when the storms come, when the hurricanes, when the cyclones, when the typhoons, when the earthquake, when the fire, when these things come, you will begin to weaken. You will destroy yourself because your dream is not big enough. The reason why many people give up in anything, in marriage, in business, in academic, in jobs, in life, in anything, the reason why they give up is because their dreams are small. They allow their dreams to limit them in their progress cycle. Have a dream. Sometimes you got to write them down and tell yourself, look at your children, look at your family, look at your mother, look at your father, look at the people around you. Ask yourself, how will they see me if I reach the end? How will my determination and my focus and my success, how is it going to motivate them to push further? What have I achieved? What am I fighting towards? What am I achieving? What am I showing my family so that they will never give up when they face challenges? Have a dream. Look at the pains you have gone through in life. Look at the struggles you've been through while you started what you started in the first place. Look at that. What made you decide to start in the first place? Why did you start? Write it down. And let that dream stay in your forehead. Let it be a target. And when that is clear, you see, when it's clear, every other periphery things, every other thing become useless. The distractions will come. For example, this holiday, many people are going to be distracted. Stay in the dream yard. Stay in the game. You will make it. You will achieve it. You will get there. You will get. See, it happens. Those people who don't stay on the pathway of their dreams, they always fail. And when they fail, they start blaming. They always blame someone. They always blame someone except themselves because they did not stay in their own dream. They give up before they even reach. You see, in life, people look at 2 ways. When they are when you're going towards their dream, some people watch how far they have come, and other people watch how far they have to go. So which one do you think is the best? Look at how far I have come, and look at how far I have to go. And this how far, I'm not talking about how far in terms of distance. I'm talking about how far in terms of not distance, but in terms of what you have been through in life. Some people look at how far they have to go, like how much more they have to struggle, and they give up. Others look at how far they have come up to now, and they push on. They say, I can't waste how far I have come and just give up now. They will push through, they will suffer further and finish the thing. That's me, that's you. Don't look at how far you gotta go. Because if you should stop halfway, you will still go back the other way anyway. I don't know if you're getting my point. The distance to going back and the distance to going forward is the same distance. So why are you going back to start from nothing? Because you were from there before you came here. Why don't you now push on to the end? Because the glory, the dream is ahead. Why do you give up? Why do you stop halfway when the distance to the going back and the distance to the going forward are the same? They're struggling. When you're going back, you're still going to struggle. When you're going forward, you're still going to struggle. Why do you want to give up and go backward? At least when you go forward, there is something at the end of the tunnel. There is light. When you go back, there is something at the beginning of the tunnel. There is darkness. So see, life is like that. It's been like that all along. But until you read through the lines, many people give up. Use this principle to achieve the work ethic. Use this to build your work muscle. Now, my last slide. Which one is the most important one, ladies and gentlemen? I want you to type, which is the most important, the process or the result? Which is the most important one? The process or the result? I want you to choose one. Which one do you think is the most important? I want you to type it there, please. We're about to end. The process or the result? The process or the result? Which one? Is it a process that is more important than the result? Or is a result that is more important than the process? Dr. Dorothy says process. Enyamam says process. Esther says process. Isaac says process. Richard says process. Dennis says process. Albert says process. Imagine Ivan says process. Imagine all the people that have typed the process. They are all going to be giving $10,000 right now. Do you know that that will motivate some people to now type results? They are the people who focus on the result. See, in life, there are two kinds of people: the process people and the result people. The process people always win. The result people never win, because the result is always at the end. The process is always throughout, from the beginning to the end. I want to repeat that. The result is always at the end. The process is at the beginning to the end. So when you focus on the process, you are always winning every day. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much indeed for all of you for coming to this program. It's been a pleasure having every single one. I have seen some of the incredible comments made here. Martha Plan says the mindset. Enyamam says, Rita says the biggest challenge is our programming. Our programming. That has been the challenge in there. Dr. Doris says we have been programmed. Hey, Masa, it's crazy. We have been programmed. We need to consciously reprogram our mindset. Okay? And we need to build systems, Rita says, that we need to do. Dr. Doris says it's your personal operating system. You control it with your mind and with your vision. And it's true, because vision is who you are today by virtue of what you see tomorrow. Okay? It is so powerful. Little steps, big gains, Dr. Doherty said. Enyam says that absolutely, habits are learned first time. Okay? And you see, somebody sent me a question, a research question. Okay? And the person knows me he only knows me in the business world. And when the person sent me a research question, and then I showed the person how to handle it, and the person wrote the entire research. And within a period of 2 months, the person published, completed his work. The person topped the school. The person topped the entire class and topped the entire research. He was voted the best research student. The person told me that, Doc, you know, all the time you're talking business. I didn't know that you are good in academic too like that. I said, you think that my life is all business? I have programmed my mind in such a way that I'm a success bound. So you succeed in everything. Not that you're succeeding in one thing. You got to succeed. You got to succeed. You got to succeed. And that is how it is. Okay. And that is, Ivan says, most people think success comes from talent and luck and connection. It doesn't. Okay. Here is the truth. Your life changes the moment you master one habit. You got to master it and do it again. Persistence is learned. It doesn't. Consistency builds character. Write it down. Consistency builds character. That's what leads to the work ethic that I told you. Because work ethic is your beliefs and value system that has built your operating system behind the scenes. Your character. Watch the movie called Caliber. The movie called Caliber. There's so many things man can learn. Okay. Dorothy says that Proverbs 24, verse 33 to 4 says, little sleep, a little slumber, and little folding of the arms to the rest, and poverty will come to you like kakuna. And it has come to some people. That's why anytime they talk, Chale, it's not easy. Chale, I'm broke. That word is because you are having too much sleep. Okay? Too much sleep here means that it doesn't mean you're actually practically sleeping, but you are not working. And so it's like you are sleeping on the work. Motivation is external. Inspiration is internal. That's what Theodora said. Okay. So This is it, ladies and gentlemen. And stop complaining. So many people like complaining. Be here all the time. We will train you. We will help you. We will support you. You gotta be here. You gotta be here. You gotta be here. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Come here all the time. Come here all the time. Work like you've already won. Dr. Dorothy said that, and that's true. Work as though you see Dorothy enter. It says, act as though it is impossible to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, act like it is impossible. So let me tell you, suppose you knew very well, like you know in your mind, that if you are to put in 23 hours from today, you should not enjoy your Easter break. If you are to put in 23 hours in your work, whatever work you are doing, for the next 14 days, consistently for the next 14 days, if you are to do that, by the end of the 14 days on that work, you will make $1 million. But you have to work for 23 hours. Will you do that? That's how you should think. It happens. It can happen. But the thing is that you don't need to focus on the result for it to happen. And that is how the wealthy minds do. You got to work as though you will never fail. That's the truth. Work as though you will never fail. Results comes out of process. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. For those of you who will be available tomorrow, 7 p.m. on this same Zoom, we shall meet and discuss the principles and the dictates of the community breaking news. Okay. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, come here. You will understand. Invite your friends and families and co-workers and acquaintances and enemies. You will come and listen to the community breaking news. Thank you very much indeed for all of you for coming here. Thank you all the leaders who have been on the spot here and supporting this thing. It's been a pleasure having everyone. Let's go tell the world that we are in a community of knowledge, wisdom, virtue, value, and wealth creation processes. The learning is just advantageous. Let's go tell the world. Let's help as many people as possible because so many people are confused. They're going to celebrate. After that, when you watch Easter Monday, after Easter Monday, Tuesday, no, you see them, they are becoming a again. Okay. Let's straighten up. Remember this, in conclusion, moderation sustains life. Gluttonous profusion leads to self-strangulation. Those of you who are going to over-enjoy, this is the time that you got to check carefully your moral lifestyle. This is the time that people can break up their marriages, can do all kinds of dirty things and later regret, because such times are dangerous times. So do things in moderation. Moderation sustains life. Gluttonous profusion leads to self-strangulation. Thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your